Imagine walking into your local supermarket only to find empty shelves where your favorite foods used to be. This unsettling scenario is closer to reality than we think, with a potential global food crisis looming in 2023. So what's causing this? Besides the obvious fact that demand is significantly outweighing supply, the World Bank warns of escalating domestic food price inflation around the globe, with numerous countries experiencing double-digit inflation. This has been fueled by a myriad of issues, including extreme weather events, disease outbreaks, labor shortages, and geopolitical conflicts. All these factors are causing significant blows to our global food systems. As a result, we've listed a few products that are key in any household and can disappear from the stores before we even notice. But before we look into the details of the move, click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. This channel will keep you updated on the most intriguing videos on economic topics all around the world. Number 1. Bread. Few food products embody the essence of staple items like bread. A key issue contributing to the bread shortage is the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. These countries account for nearly 20% of global cereal grain production, and the war has severely disrupted agricultural activities, causing a decline in crop production, and as a result, many bakers and factories are struggling to obtain the necessary ingredients to make bread. The pandemic also created a shift in food consumption habits, with more people baking at home and causing a surge in demand for flour and yeast, key ingredients of bread. Wheat, another key ingredient of bread, has seen a significant decrease in supplies because of droughts and extreme heat in Canada. The Wheat Export Price Index, calculated by the London-based International Grains Council, is now up to 46% on the year. Separately, the UN Index of Global Farm Commodity Prices is flirting with a decade high. Number 2. Butter. Last year, you probably noticed the high price of butter caused by lower than expected milk production and worker shortages at several US dairy farms. Extremely high inflation levels didn't help, and it seems the butter shortage is here to stay for at least another few months. We expect to see an increase in overall milk production in 2023. However, given that our stock of cold stored butter is at its lowest level since 2017 and butter will cost 65 cents more in 2023 than 2021, it's best to prepare for a butter shortage. The milk hierarchy in the food supply chain can also affect butter availability. Milk typically goes to bottlers, then to ice cream and cheese manufacturers, and what's left is churned into butter. With milk production low, less of it is reaching the butter churns. Number 3. Corn. The corn shortage in the United States is due to a combination of climate, disease, and supply-demand dynamics. Severe weather conditions, including droughts and high temperatures, have had significant impact on the corn crop. Some corn-growing states like Lower and South America, particularly Brazil, are experiencing drought, affecting crop yields. An insect-borne disease has also been a problem, wreaking havoc on crops. These challenges have resulted in a significant decrease in the corn supply, which has been met with increasing demand, leading to a surge in prices. Furthermore, the ripple effect on high corn prices affects other sectors of the economy. For example, the increase in corn prices impacts feed and fuel prices, as corn is a major component in these areas. This has contributed to increased costs for meat due to higher feed prices, and it has implications for biofuel production, as corn is used in the production of ethanol. The interrelatedness of corn with other aspects of the economy is highlighted during such a shortage, showing the far-reaching impact of agricultural challenges. Number 4. Oranges. With near-tropical temperatures, sun, rain, and sandy soil, Florida has everything oranges need to thrive. As a result, the state is one of the most prolific regions for orange growing in the world. However, 2022 wasn't an easy year for orange yields. Florida's orange crop is expected to fall to its lowest level since before World War II due to a combination of extreme weather and a disease impacting citrus fruits known as citrus greening. The state faced destructive hurricanes, including Ian, Nicole, and Fiona, which resulted in a 51% drop in orange production. A freeze in January compounded the damage. This is the smallest orange harvest since the 1936 to 1937 season, and the largest decrease in production since 1913. In 2004, Florida produced 240 million boxes of oranges, over 10 times the amount predicted for this year. To combat this, Florida growers are studying disease-resistant trees and using screens to protect trees from disease-spreading insects. As a result of the lower supply, orange and orange juice prices rose about 40%. This year's hurricane season will have a significant impact on the orange industry next year. Number 5. Baby formula. Abbott Laboratories, a significant producer of baby formula brands like Similac, voluntarily shut down a manufacturing facility due to concerns over contaminated formula linked to infant illnesses and deaths. Alongside this, the overall supply chain for formula ingredients and packaging has been affected, leading to a swift depletion of formula stocks. The factory closure, alongside pre-existing pandemic-related supply chain issues, worsened the shortage. As a result, around 40% of the most popular baby formula brands were out of stock as of April. The shortage is further aggravated by panic buying, leading to restrictions on the number of formula containers an individual can purchase. The shortage impacts socioeconomically disadvantaged communities and those with complex medical conditions the most. According to the CDC, those living in poverty are more likely to rely on formula in the first 3 months of their baby's life. Additionally, some infants with allergies, immune conditions, or other medical necessities require formula as their primary source of nutrition. This shortage therefore presents a severe health and economic challenge for those most vulnerable. Number 6. Champagne. Champagne has always been lavish, but the prices lately have been steep. Consumers all around the world, but particularly in the US, are feeling the sting of the climbing champagne prices in 2023, if they can find a bottle at all. The ongoing champagne shortage and the price increase is a result of several factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, severe weather events, and labor shortages. Pandemic-induced restrictions and labor shortages have disrupted global supply chains, leading to delays, increased freight costs, and higher transportation expenses. Unpredictable weather in 2021, including heat waves, frosts, and heavy rains, significantly decreased grape production. Additionally, labor shortages in the industry have hampered the efficiency of grape harvesting. As a result, champagne producers have been forced to increase their prices as demand far exceeds supply. The shortage is expected to persist for several years due to these multifaceted impacts. Strict regulations by the Comité Interprofessionnel du Vin de Champagne exacerbate the problem, as it limits the amount of champagne that can be produced each year. In 2020, a 25% reduction in total production was implemented in response to the pandemic. Given the time and effort required to produce authentic champagne, this decision continues to affect US availability. Furthermore, climate change also poses a threat to champagne production, with extreme weather conditions in 2021 leading to crop damages from fungal growth. Although vineyard owners were optimistic about 2022's grape potential, the backlog of issues related to champagne shortage implies that the problem is unlikely to be resolved soon. Number 7. Lettuce. Central California, a major lettuce-growing area in the US, had a challenging crop season due to an insect-borne virus called the Impatiens necrotic spot virus. The virus carried by the Thurps insect devastated up to 80% of the lettuce crops, causing a significant decrease in supply. The situation was worsened by unseasonably high temperatures. To add to this, the agricultural industry is facing supply chain challenges due to shortages of key resources like fertilizers. These conditions have disrupted the growing season and will have a lasting impact until the virus is under control, and some help from Mother Nature. Number 8. Vegetable oil. The ongoing vegetable oil shortage is a result of a confluence of global factors, with prices up 30% since February. One of the primary causes is climate change, which has led to significant declines in soybean oil production due to historic droughts in South America, and has compelled Canadian farmers to shift away from canola crops. These adverse weather conditions are only expected to worsen with time if climate change is not adequately addressed. Political and economic decisions have further exacerbated the issue. Indonesia, a significant producer of palm oil, has imposed a ban on its exports due to rising domestic prices. As a result, palm oil prices went up 75% last year. Additionally, the war in Ukraine has severely impacted the country's agricultural exports, including sunflower oil, which it is a major producer of. In response to soaring prices, restaurants have started filtering and reusing oil more often, leading to an increase in thefts of used oil, which can be repurposed to make diesel fuel. This has further strained an industry already dealing with rising labour and ingredient costs. The oil shortage also has far-reaching implications on food security, as many people, particularly in developing regions, rely heavily on these oils for their daily cooking needs. The current crisis underlines the need for swift climate action and diversified food production systems to mitigate similar future crises. Number 9. Beef. Of all the potential food shortages that may happen in 2023, a beef shortage may be the easiest to predict. Industry insiders were already anticipating a price increase of at least 15% on beef back in September 2022. After a drought forced many farmers to sell off their cattle earlier than expected this year. Consequently, some farmers were forced to sell female cows before they were able to birth a new baby, which will inevitably reduce the number of available cows for slaughter in the near future until the herds can be replenished over time. Cattle are California's fourth biggest agricultural commodity, valued at $2.74 billion in 2020. But increasingly dry conditions are making the land less and less suitable for feeding and watering them. The USDA has predicted a 5.6% decline in beef availability in 2023, the largest since 1987, which will push cattle prices upwards. Number 10. Aluminium canned goods. The aluminium shortage has been going on since 2020, triggering a disruption in canned goods. The shortage arises from increasing demand for aluminium, driven by a rising preference for canned goods due to their ease of packaging, cost effectiveness, and adaptability. Due to the limited supply of aluminium cans, there are reported shortages in various canned foods and beverages. This scarcity is especially felt in the canned pet food sector, with manufacturers resorting to package wet food in pouches to meet the demand. The shortage has also compelled many breweries to explore alternative packing solutions. Amid the crisis, larger corporations such as Coca-Cola and Pepsi have secured long-term contracts with can distributors, leaving small to mid-sized breweries at a disadvantage due to limited supplies of aluminium cans. Overall, the aluminium shortage is making it increasingly challenging for manufacturers to meet the growing demand for canned foods, and this disruption is anticipated to persist until the imbalance between supply and demand is resolved. This ongoing shortage signifies a substantial challenge for the canned goods market, necessitating innovative solutions and adjustments in manufacturing strategies.